Welcome everybody to another wonderful night of Valorant here at CF1 as we check in with our West Region Speezy24 and Steidel24, the 24 gang back to bring you the action. And we've got a big week, if I have to say so. All the matchups for today are pretty important across the board.
They certainly are. We have two games this week that are going to be fought between two teams that are 3-2 and teams that are 4-1. So we could see a significant shift in the standings, like we said, or like we talked about off stream title. Only the bottom two teams don't make it into our next round for the regional tournament. So there's a lot on the line in these two games coming up. Right now on stream, we will be bringing you folks CU Boulder. They are 3-2 against San Jose State University Blue. Now, Steidel, San Jose State's got they may be 4-1, but that one loss was a forfeit. So in my book, they're kind of undefeated still.
Every time they've taken to the field, they've been able to take the win. However, on the flip side, another strong showing of the record and what doesn't really appear on paper, CU Boulder, they started off the season facing off against two of the titans of the region, WGA, Valorant, and Cal Poly. They lose both of those, but they take WGA all the way to the third map. Then they go on bye, they come back, and they've been 3-0 ever since. So there's still a lot of momentum coming from CU Boulder, but yes, SJSU has practically been able to run the gauntlet, the only loss, like you said, being to that forfeit.
Absolutely. So we will be bringing you an absolute banger of a game here tonight. Steidel, I'm thinking we're going 3 maps. What about you?
I'm pretty confident on a 3-mapper.
All right.
CU Boulder's been a team I've had my eye on for some time. I'm really looking for Jazz to kind of go insane on the jet. That, and then I think the Killjoy play from Rainbow Mango might throw a little bit of kink into the works for SJSU. At least that's my hope, as you know, my sister went to CU, so I gotta root for the buffs. No nerfs, just buffs, baby.
Oh my gosh, you and the stag-on tagline. But you stole my 2 players to watch on the side of CU Boulder in Rainbow Mango and Jazz. We have had the pleasure of casting them in the past. To round out the rest of the CU Boulder roster, we will be seeing Mac L, Pluto, as well as Spazzy. So Mac L was one of the first players to bring out this breach. So I would not be shocked if we see that here again. And on the side of San Jose State University, we're going to see Eli Choiby, Raby, Chris Nashi, and Thigwerber. I don't. How are we pronouncing that? Thigwerb?
I'm probably gonna keep.
Let's go with Thigwerb.
Thigwerb.
All right,
that works for the full go. Fig tree.
All right, and that's. I like Thig Newton. We're gonna amend that. Thig Newton is the name. We certainly do. But as we see the team comps coming in, give you a quick update of what the maps will be looking like for tonight. San Jose State has elected to play the split, so that will be our first map with CU Boulder on the defense. We will then move on to Bind, which is the choice of CU Boulder, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we will see San Jose State on defense first, and if needed, we're going to be heading to Ascent. So split a map that's not really chosen too much. It's usually one of the first off the table. We're going to be having some fun here tonight. And Steidel, I don't know about you, but this is the first time that I've cast a split game since they made those changes back in patch, 2.01, 2.02?
I've been able to cast one, and it definitely did change the pace of the game. And one of the things that I wanted to point out, and this is one of the things that change actually affected very heavily, you're not seeing Sova on either of these teams. Both of them opting to go for the Cypher. And Sova became a little bit more difficult to pull off because the lineups aren't as perfect on this map. It's a lot easier. There's a lot more corners that you can hide around on the defending side to kind of negate the utility that comes out of that recon arrow. So the Owl Drone really becomes your sole tactic or your sole piece of utility for those Sovas.
Yeah, and I like this Sage choice because, as you can see right there, that Sage wall is going to put a stop to things relatively quickly. But as we say that, San Jose State just moves quickly to take mid control.
Spazzy's in a bit of a tricky situation. Chopa's going to get quick work there, and we're seeing the speed from SJSU right off the bat, forcing Pluto off of the point, and now Boulder going to have to face for the retake, but they're going to have to do so in a 3v5. And the rest of the members of San Jose State still being pretty aggressive in their positioning. not really going for the off-point post-plant you usually see. They're a little hungry. It's the pistol round, and they're looking to come out with money.
Wow, what a round from SJSU. They are trying to set the tone. I love what they did there. They sent 2 players ramp. We saw Troy Boy, on the battle stage leading the charge. I mean, you have a Raze, you have a Jet, but Sage is a decent entry fragger too, I guess.
Yeah, I was very surprised to see the Sage be the first one through onto ropes, put that wall up. But, you know, when you're denying that sight line completely the second you're visible, as long as they're not peeking, you are okay.
Yeah, I guess so. And as we see on the minimap, it looks to be a slowed down A push. We have some Buckies here to play with, so this could be dangerous. They only check the corners. Spots one. Fig not able to get it done. Mac L's gonna take him out. And another, does he get the frag? He certainly does. Mac L coming up huge here for CU Boulder as we find ourselves in a 2v2. Raby's left on site. Wow. I mean, this game is just so fast paced. I gotta catch my breath. I gotta warm up first. They're not giving us any time to get into a flow.
Not at all. And the one thing that I wanted to point out there from Mac L is beautiful job not only getting those frags, but was able to pick up the Spectre. Sadly, SJSU had a bit better of a rotation, and an unfortunate paint can in that corner kind of stole their hopes there on the defense.
Yeah, and they were CU Boulder was able to do some damage to the economy, as you can see here, but it looks like SJSU is going to go for that bonus round. 3 Specters, a Stinger, and there's going to be that Hero Vandal. So can they make this work? As we see the A default again, they are not getting a lot of information, but if you look on the minimap, CU Boulder, that's Jazzy's going to be making their way quickly through middle, and this could be a flank to end all flanks if they don't get spotted here.
Oh, those early shots are going to be a giveaway, and one thing that CU Boulder isn't doing is keeping that Heaven control, allowing for SJSU to cut off avenues back onto the point for the retake. With that, Raby going to do a pretty good job of setting up a deterrent. That satchel not really there to damage anybody, just to say, hey, back off a little bit. That's going to be Boulder now regaining Heaven control. The slow orbs out onto the point, trying to keep the Omen at bay, but good movement. Paranoia not going to find anything.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but I think if you're CU Boulder at this point, you kind of back off. You just, as I say that, they're going to push site and get absolutely blasted by Nasty and Raby. So credit to them. I would have liked to see CU Boulder save their weapons there. You had maybe 15 seconds to work with. It's a 4v3. Don't know if I agree with decision, because now you gave free Vandals over to 4 members of the side of San Jose State. Their economy is going to be set for quite some time now.
Yeah, I would have liked to see a little bit of a middle ground between what they did and what you want, where you know, maybe push that push ramps a little bit, push out that Omen, see if you can't secure that peak, maybe trade out for that kill, and then save what you can from there. Speaking of saving, that wall going to be spent and gone. Pluto through the smoke into the face. Gets himself a Vandal for CU Boulder on the defense, and that's going to help with their economy coming through. Just got to make sure you hold this angle, because SGS Blue looking to recover. At least check the information and make sure they know that the Vandal got picked up.
Yeah, it's interesting that CU Boulder is giving up mid. They haven't fought for this. Once that Sage Wall goes down, I mean, San Jose State is just straight up mid. There's no presence from CU Boulder. And if you look at the minimap, they are playing so far back on sites, there's not a whole lot of information being gained here. But as I say that, Thig finds the information, takes out Spazzy, and evens this up. Paranoia comes out, tags 2 players. Pluto able to take down the Omen, but we have a 3v3 because Thig's right. Anytime it seems like CU Boulder finds a frag, the trade is almost instantaneous.
Well, the spike's gonna go down, and we've got a Sheriff in Heaven looking for action, but health going out now as well for Choi Boy. Onto the point goes Jazz with the Bucky, checking the corners, but just not the right ones as a couple of members go down. Now they know exactly where they are in a 1v2. Big uses the dash, but doesn't change their direction, but it's enough for the distraction as Chris comes from Heaven. SJSU putting it up to 4-0 and showing us why their record looks as clean as it does.
Yeah, and I mean, Chris, I'm going to have to flame you on that one. Give your teammate the ace right there. Thig was on a 4K. After the tailwind, got out of dodge. They were sitting pretty. Could have peeked again for the frag, but nonetheless, you want to secure the round. And so far, very well done from San Jose State. So 4-0 lead. It's not insurmountable, but on this map is, with the changes, I would say it's more so still defensive-sided. You know, you don't have as many of those deep angles that you'll have to clear if you're on attack, but I definitely didn't think I would see a 4-0 anytime soon on split in favor of the attacking side.
One of the things about this map is how large it is and how long it takes to get from one bomb site to the other, and the fact that you can abuse that. And we've already seen San Jose State do that. That's exactly what happened last round. They stayed silent enough for CU Boulder to go, okay, well, we haven't heard anything over on B. We got that one kill. Maybe we scared them off. And the time it takes them to rotate over to A, by the time you get to A and get the information that this isn't where the push is happening, it takes you so much longer to get back that the attackers get a really good position onto the point and even do what we saw happen earlier, where they rotated all the way around, back into spawn, back into mid, back into heaven, in a fashion that you're just not expecting. And here's that aggression once again from SJSU. They're just gonna come straight out with the with the showstopper. They're not gonna find anything from it. Not gonna be the first one to find the kill and put it to a 4v5, make it a 4v3. Go ahead and get the res as Rainbow Mango finds a dashing jet that's not checking corners. Thig's gonna get taken down as well. Now it's the Choi Boy on the point, 2v4. SJSU. I believe they don't have the spike in anybody's possession.
Spike is down.
Spike
has been planted, but this has just been, I mean, CU Boulder, granted, they're playing the retake, so props to them, but you're going to have to make a move. They have to find this frag onto Choi Boy soon, but that's the round. They can't defuse a spike.
Oh no, the wall didn't cut off the angle well enough. There was just a smidge, just a crack there.
And Choi Boy's gonna live through that. Let's take a look at this replay here. I mean, take a look at the minimap. It was a 4v2 in favor of CU Boulder before Choi Boy gets the 3K. But my issue here with CU Boulder is that it's one thing if you're gonna play retake. By all means, we've seen many teams do it, and we've seen many teams be successful with it. But if you're playing the retake, you are putting yourself at such a disadvantage because you have, once that spike goes down, what's that, 40 seconds, 45 seconds to get on there? It's not in your favor, even if it's a 5v5. So we're going to see an eco round here as the Boombot tags onto Jazz, and we're going to see a bit more aggression from CU Boulder, and SJSU is defaulting a bit more. But as I say that, Choi Boy takes down one, and it's a 5v4. So I feel like anything CU Boulder does right now is just being directly responded to, and SJSU, they have the answers. What was that?
Studied a little bit harder. Matt gonna be able to find that opening kill using that cage to keep themselves safe. Knows that they've already aggressed onto the high ground. The shots are gonna land. And Paranoia to follow from Nast, and that's about all that you can ask for. A beautiful paint can on the Cho Boy is gonna put him into a bit of a dire strait, but the kill is gonna come through. Rainbow Mango not able to clutch the 1v3, but CU Boulder, you know, they've got some promising shows. Just got to dig themselves out of this hole a little bit. So I'm glad they took that save, because now we're going to get a real gun round.
Steidel, you see what I'm seeing?
Oh, yeah.
Jazz with the Zoom Banger, as I like to refer to this. The big green gun, the Zoom Banger, the operator. This is going to dictate everything from here on out. If Jazz and CU Boulder can keep this weapon in play on their side, it could be the world of a difference. It looks like they're going to take that op down a ramp, but SJSU, they know that's where the long sightlines are, and they're all going. There's 4 players B and 1 in mid, so the flank is going to come in from Chris. I'm sure they're going to wait for that spike to go down, but look at Pluto's positioning in the backside. Didn't reveal themselves. I mean, 2 kills right there off the rip. CU Boulder answers very quickly. Are they able to find this last frag? No, they are not. So 3v2 situation here. Choi Boy, though, does have the res. So does Spazzy. So we might see double reses? Yes, we will.
See double reses and we'll see double kills. immediately put back into the exact same situation. This time you just don't have the Sage. 2v1 to a 1v1, but the shots aren't there. Looking for heaven, and he's down on the ground. Rainbow Mango putting one on the board for CU Boulder. And, you know, now they've got economy. They're going to have a little bit of momentum here. This is the time for CU Boulder to start answering back.
They save the Zoom banger, so they get their first round on the board. You know, 2 rounds ago, they did call that tactical pause, which I think is the right decision. Anytime the game gets, you know, a little bit away from you, take a second, reset the mental. I don't think they're making any decisions that are extremely wrong. Like we said, if they're going to play retake, they just have to be quicker and they have to trust their teammates more. So they're playing more of a default now. It doesn't look as though they're playing the retake. So I hope they're going to take a little bit more contact, fight a little bit more on this mid angle. I would like to see Jazz possibly go middle and not see the Sage Wall, confuse SJSU just a little bit, but it's not happening. So I wonder if Chris takes this is going to be a little bit of information here. Jazz staying patient on this angle. And look at the mini-maps title. Middle is the spot to be. There's 2 players, 3 now, once Rabby gets there. 3 players are taking mid, but the spike's going A. So if Jazz isn't able to find this frag, they're going to be hard pushing.
Oh! Jazz missing that initial shot is going to be big because it's going to give a lot of space away to SJSU as they move in onto the point. Gonna move that operator all the way down. Figweb not able to find the... Oh, sorry! It's going to be a trade. Jazz able to finally find their accuracy, their shots, if you will. Need to be careful, though, and watch ramps. 3v4. SJSU in a good position to put 7-1 on the board here. Beautiful shot there from Ray, able to find that opening kill. Oh, the satchel saves them just long enough, but the op's still going to land. And Jazz in a 1v3, a bit of a dream situation, able to find one.
Gets the tailwind back, too. That could be huge.
Yeah, this becomes available.
I don't think he's got time, though. They do not have the time to win this. So, I mean, 3 kills with the op. Were they the most impactful? Not really. 3? But, yeah, it's going to be 3. Because look at this pinch coming in from heaven. They're taking the Zoom banger away. Troy Boy, I wonder if they're going to pick that up. I'm not sure if Chris was able to retrieve that. No, so it looks like SJSU doesn't even want the operator in play. And looking at the economy of CU Boulder, I don't think we're seeing that come out for a long time.
I have tears over here for Jazz. So close to being able to walk away with that operator. And we're going to have to see another save here, which is going to put SJSU up to the magic number. 8 rounds if they're able to take this. And, you know, coming out of the first half, 8 rounds is like the benchmark for we're feeling good. Oh.
That's a round that I'm sure CU Boulder got to the point of frustration and said, we don't have guns. Let's just try and end this as quickly as possible. I mean, what was that? 2 players swing wide, a short, 1 swings a ramp, and Jazz picks up the Zoom banger again. Okay, then. That's an interesting one. As we see here on the replay, I mean, 3 players peak back to back to back. That's not the prettiest situation. Yeah, again, it could just be that they're at the point of...
You can.
Right. You know, if you tag somebody, great. There. Yeah, not too much going on in a round like that. I mean, if you take a look at, as much as I hate to bring this game up, some Counter-Strike ecos or some Counter-Strike anti-ecos, depending on what the situation is, like, you can win a round with just pistols. It's certainly not impossible. It's very difficult, but it can be done as Raby finds Mac L looking the wrong way, traded out immediately by Rainbow Mango. Spazzy takes down Thig in heaven, and we find ourselves in a 4v3 situation. Chris working that A ramp. This is a power position. If he can get the frag, no one can get onto site, but Pluto shuts it down. 4v2. Nasi and Choi Boy. We've seen Choi Boy go huge before. Ooh. The trigger discipline. Oh, what?
1 for 1, baby. Rainbow Mango had that ready to go. And CU Boulder are going to get the defuse. And I like that. It wasn't an all-around pedal to the metal take. It was small little bursts of action where they knew they had someone to execute on.
Yeah, I thought Chris there was going to have the trigger discipline, let all 4 pass, and then just mow them down. But Rainbow Mango checks the spot. Or excuse me, Nasi gets blasted by Rainbow Mango's Showstopper. So good awareness to check that spot. I don't think anyone was on site to see them. So good comms to realize where the player was. And I really want to take a look at the scoreboard right now. Rabies, 10, 8, and 8 assists on arrays. Paint cans, blast packs, doesn't matter. Boombots, they are getting the information and they are making it work.
Oh, tries to abuse the early wall break that San Jose has been bringing here onto mid and gets caught in a bit of spam fire and just happens to get shot in the face. Raby's going to take one as well, and that's going to be a Cypher cage that saves Raby more than it helps Chris. Or sorry, Mac.
Last player standing.
And I honestly, Steidl, I don't know if you watched any of VCT this past weekend or 2 weekends ago or what have you, but if you shut off the nameplates right now, and told me that Asuna was playing Rays for San Jose State, I would 1000% believe you. Raby is just flying in, creating space, and ripping heads right now. This is, I mean, Raby, take a bow. My MVP of the match so far, 9-2. If they can take a 10-2 half, this is all but over for San Jose State.
Yeah, you're going to have a nearly flawless attack, and right now, you know, a lot of momentum for San Jose State. Jazz once again putting the challenge up to mid. It's Jet Knife v Knife.
Yeah, and Jazz has to get a kill with those kunais.
Oh, there we go.
They don't have it.
Luckily, Spazzy was there to kind of clean up at the end. Both Jets missing their marks with the knives. Satchel onto a teammate just for fun by Raby. Gets taken out by Jazz out in heaven. And now Chris knows exactly where they are, able to use that cage to get some information, but a Paranoia coming from behind is going to put some pressure on a San Jose in heaven. Pluto able to find the kill, putting it down to a 3v3 as Boulder looks to have a little more presence, a little more shabam, if you will, on point.
And I don't know what Jazz is waiting for here is they have the updraft, they have the kunais, you can get something done. Yeah, that's a stuck between a hard place and a nasty. Oh, but Pluto with a beautiful 2-tap onto Raby and then immediately flicks onto Nasi. Little BM on the spray. We love to see some showmanship. Pluto not going to let that 10-2 half happen as SJSU is only going to take a 9-3 lead into halftime. I say 9-3 like it's only 9-3. That's a pretty substantial half.
It is. At this point, you're almost fighting to not have an embarrassing scoreline. But like I see you, Boulder is a team of momentum, and I talked about that a lot last time we saw them on stream, and it was true. They got into a bit of a hole in the early portion of the game, but once they were able to put up a couple of rounds, get their economy back on track, and get a better read on how the enemy team is holding, they can be a force to be. They will be a force to be reckoned with. So hopefully that's what they're gonna be able to put together here on the attack.
Yeah, and taking a look at the positions of SJSU on defense, they're changing it up significantly to what CU Boulder brought us because Sage is going to Sage wall off. They're going to barrier orb off Heaven, so no information is going to be gained there. But as I say that, Choi Boy must have been on top of the wall, able to take down Mac L, and Rainbow Mango is going to have to back off, regroup with the team. I mean, look at the position, though, from SJSU. Again, the minimap, everyone's leaning towards this B rotate. They have this read like a book.
Definitely going to be prepared for what's to come from CU Boulder. They know that they're all here. They have the information. You can see the Cypher just checking to make sure that nobody's left on A. The wall goes up, and that's going to ring the dinner bell for SJSU. Able to find the first and second picks of the fight, putting it down to a 2v5 and a pistol round. Still winnable for CU Boulder, but it's going to be a very hard task, if you will. Now it puts a 10-3. Only 2 rounds stand between SJSU and the first map of the day.
3 rounds, but I'll let it slide. First to 13, Steidl.
I was a theater major.
I know what you were picking up. Oh,
what is math?
Were you really? I didn't know that about you. Oh, makes sense now.
Fun fact.
That makes sense.
Folks,
I did not have that on my Steidl bingo card, but CU Boulder will be forced to buy into this round as much as you don't want to in this situation. They really don't have a choice because if SJSU wins this one, They go into that bonus round, and now they're just playing with house money. So you got to do it. As we see, I think I saw a couple of Buckies, a Stinger, and 2 Spectres. The richest player on CU Boulder had 500 credits. Uh-oh.
No one's looking for the sewer flank.
Raby's going in. They're gonna think it's clear. Gets 1. Gets 2. No. Thigwarp shut down by Spazzy, but that's huge information. He spotted 3 players down middle.
Yeah, he's got pretty much everybody that's remaining on the CU Boulder team out, and Roomba might be fun to use, but they're gonna know that you're hitting a rotate soon enough. You see the rotation coming early into ropes, right there from Nasi. The rest of the team going into the back for SJSU, and this is pretty standard. But the fact that Nasi's beating him there, the smokes need to be perfect. They don't think that they've already rotated through heaven. No one's gonna check this corner. It gets checked, but the trade still comes through. SJSU putting it down to a 1v1.
And Choi Boy has the spike. This is gonna be detrimental. Can Mac L? We've seen Mac L be clutch before, but not like this. Choi Boy's got the read, got the frag, and got the round for SJSU.
And information difference right there. You know that the Cypher is the last one to rotate. Cypher was last seen mid. You rotate over to ramp, so they're most likely not coming from their own spawn. However, it makes a lot more sense for the Sage to be out on attacker spawn, so I don't fault him too much for that Cypher cage.
Yeah, the idea was there. Execution, unfortunately, it was not. But as we see, you're going to see a spread offense here, almost like the NFL from CU Boulder, as they look to attack. But Thig's just going in. Finds 1. Tags another, maybe? No, the second shot did not go off. Looked like it did. Nasi, though, follows up quickly. And this is what we saw from SJSU on offense. They were just full sending it. And now on their defense, I mean, this is a phase approach, right? FaZe Clan is playing all VCT as if any side they're on is attacked. They do not care. It looks like goats. People are just diving in left, right, and center. Utility out. As I say that, Pluto takes down the Omen counterpart. Finding a couple of shots there, but Raby finds more. Choi able to clean it up as we move on to map point for SJSU.
Yeah, and it's a lot easier to ring that dinner bell, to go on that all-out assault when you get the information that SJSU did right off of the bat. You see Thig get that dash, immediately looks and sees, oh, none of these guys are holding shotguns, none of these guys are holding rifles. They're on a pistol round. They're going for it. Okay, guys, don't worry about it. Go ahead and push.
Yeah, and I wonder if we're going to see this again here as we see the lineup. Thig has plenty of cash. Are you kidding me? Takes down the cankles of Mac L. He's going to find the spike. Yeah, Thig's got the spike, but Spazzy's got Thig's head. Oh, unfortunate play there. Gets the information, though. That's 2 players in showers that you've at least heard in the C on the flank. This is a big one, Steidl.
Yeah, I was going to say they got one into sewers, but what they didn't get is the information that Omen is going to be behind them for the rest of the game. Nobody paying attention to the corner there, so Raby's going to take advantage with the double kill. And now it's going to be up to Chris to make a big play on the Sage, which, oh boy! Oh boy! What a shot into heaven to take it away, and SJSU, San Jose State University, going to be taking split there in a pretty hefty showing. They came out swinging. I think CU Boulder might have a little bit of shell shock there, but you know what? I'm confident they're coming back in this next map. I know it.
Are you, Steidl?
Okay, Speezy, I believe. I'm a true believer, all right? I'm a true believer right now.
It. But I'm a true believer in what San Jose State is doing. They are taking aggression and just, it's everywhere. They've shut down an A push with straight up aggression. They've played their attacking side with straight up aggression. The defensive side, I mean, it didn't matter. I would have been, if Choi Boy started playing Reinhardt in the middle of this game, wouldn't be shocked. Like, just completely pick up the Reinhardt and a shield and just let Raby and Thigwarp go. I mean, it's goats meta, right? At this point, that's why they have Choi Boy on the Sage. Just, hey, if I miss a shot, I need you to heal me so I can keep going. No player, I've never seen that. Yeah, I mean, no player on San Jose State goes negative, and no player on Colorado, on CU Boulder goes positive. So, I mean, it's definitely a tough one to climb for CU Boulder. I hope they take this little break and get their mentals right. You got to be like a goldfish. Quick memory, didn't happen. Start this one 0-0. That's the mentality you got to have heading into this next map.
Yeah, and we're going into their map pick. So when we come back after the break, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see how Boulder tackles Bind and see if they can hold up as they attack first. SJSU will be on the defense, so don't go anywhere.
Now which way do we go is the question to ask. There are so many choices that it's hard not to look past. What is real and what is fake, and the risk we have to take. Will we love what is throwing over balance? We're trying to find ourselves without the defining words. We can no longer hold on to what only makes us hurt.
I love our intermission music. It's fantastic. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we head into our second map, which is going to be Bind. CU Boulder really has something to prove here, and I feel like it has to happen early. I talked about how CU Boulder is a team of momentum, and at this point, you really do have to come out swinging against SJSU, even if it's just to kind of put them into, take them down a notch. Pace is so important in Valorant. If you're able to control the pace of the game, or even affect the pace of the game, it heavily impacts your ability to effectively work around the map, get those kills, and execute what you want to execute. And that's something that SJSU has done really well.
Yeah, and Steidl, I mean, I'm not going to pull any punches here. You could see that there was a noticeable difference in the way the two teams approached the game. I mean, split for SJSU, it looked like home. They were comfortable. They had rotations down to a T. I mean, they knew what CU Boulder was doing before CU Boulder had any idea what they were doing. So hopefully CU Boulder, it's their map choice now, like you said, moving on to Bind. They're more comfortable. This is a map that, it's, for me, coming from CSGO, this is Mirage. Everybody plays this. Yeah. This is the map you're going to see in almost every best of three if we go three maps. So hopefully we will see a bit more of an even game. But as I say that, we're going to see a triple duelist comp from SJSU. And you know what that tells me?
It's a strong showing.
Yeah, this is a heat check. They are, no pun intended, because there's a Phoenix in the server, but they are going to be extremely aggressive again. I'm talking curveballs out of hookah, just jumping straight in and out. There's no raise, so not going to see too much damage in terms of too much passive damage, as I like to call it, but we are going to see them take some fights that they have no business taking. And it's interesting because CU Boulder opted to take the Brimstone over the Omen. What that tells me is that we could be seeing some faster executes, right? Brimstone's 3 smokes can go down all at the same time, whereas opposed to Omen, you only have 2, they recharge over time, and they aren't the quickest to deploy. So I'm curious to see what this choice of Brimstone, Makel's Brimstone brings, and Pluto on that Sova. That's another one to watch. We've seen Pluto hit double-digit assists before with some of these recon darts. So if the lineups are practiced, it's going to be pretty close here.
Oh, immediately going to get information. But one thing I wanted to say is that at CU Boulder, you have to see the composition that San Jose State's bringing to the table and use that against them and play to catch these aggressive pushes. However, an early take on the A, and the entire team is going to make this rotation into heaven. Someone's going to land the shot, but behind them, they don't see the rotation coming in from San Jose State. So Jazz going to have to go back to find the spike, is able to pick it up as trades continue to come in one for one. Thig finally able to get the upper hand. And sadly enough, Rainbow Mang are going to get caught throwing the grenade, caught between a rock and a hard place, if you will. Not really anywhere for him to go.
And again, it's right, you talked about it briefly before we started the game. It's all about the tempo. And I feel like CU Boulder is trying to play a game that they're not necessarily the most comfortable with, right? They're pushing that tempo when in reality, they need to slow things down, in my opinion. If they have Mac throw out one smoke, you have 2 at least for a post-plant situation, or you have 1 to actually execute onto a site. So I would like to see them maybe take more showers control, but as we say that, Thig gonna get real up close and personal. Just re-peeking everything. Knows there's a weapon diff. Raby gets taken out. Thig goes for 3. Can they find the 5? No, Choi.
Don't need
Choi and Nasty. I mean, Thig had it. Thig had that, right? And Thig we trust.
And this is where it starts to get worrisome, but this is also where I want to point this out. CU Boulder didn't buy anything those first 2 rounds. They walked out with classics. They came into this going, look, they had the upper hand last pistol round and they looked really good on it. They're probably going to come in on the win here. They're playing aggressively. It might take us a second to adjust to that. But now, because they've bought nothing, they can come into this third round with a full gun buy.
Absolutely. And SJSU, again, going to go for that bonus round. So I don't think they invested anything. To me, this symbolizes that we are going to see an operator next round for the side of SJSU. They didn't bring it out too much, but in the last map, but I could certainly see that happening right now. And that's information gained really quickly. No way, he re-challenges. Thig is just taking every fight for no reason right now. And if you're his teammate, I mean, are you frustrated? Not really, because you guys are up. But at the same time, you could have held off there, in my opinion. But Thig's going to Thig, right? Little Thig Newton action as Raby takes down 2. Huge Cypher cage from the teammate right there. Allows Raby to get that second kill. Choi boosted up on the box. They check it. Doesn't matter. The C's there on the crossfire.
Spike down.
2v1. There's still hope here because Raby is tagged to at least 20 HP. So Chris and Raby will look to spread this one out. Raby's going to get sent on the flank. Chris here makes a little bit of noise.
Oh, jump peek. Oh, found it. There's the information. They know exactly where Mac L is.
And Mac has no idea that Raby's on this flank.
I think by now you haven't seen any action. Heaven, you've got to have an inkling that somebody is going to be on that rotation, and they're expecting him to go for bomb. It doesn't look at all. Oh, nope. The attention got changed. I spoke a little too soon.
Yeah, and much like we started off the last map, we're going to 3-0 here again. And this is the replay showing Raby's perfect timing. I mean, the communication between Raby there on short A and Choi Boy, who's boosted up on right outside of showers, to get the first frag, pop the Cypher cage to allow Raby to either A, keep challenging, or B, reposition and throw off CU Boulder completely. That's beautiful teamwork. That's all you can ask for. You're not going to find that in many solo queue games. I'll tell you that much.
No, you are not. I can confirm. Pretty heftily. You get information.
Definitely not in silver down where you are.
Wow.
I'm sorry. Was that a low blow?
Outed. I feel like I just got doxxed. Man.
That's okay.
Nazi's gonna
we'll
show
get
us
you
what
out of there
happens
one
when
day.
you're not in silver. Gets the early paranoia, but it does wear off. Double peeking out of the smoke is a good idea from CU Boulder, as they're able to pick up the trade. But Choi Boy over here in elbow. And we've seen this happen with SJSU before. Choi Boy can sit in this elbow, completely control B on the defense, and make things a lot more difficult. It's a 1v3 here. I'd like to see a hard rotate. Just go for it. Hit that teleport to see if you can get the plant down.
Why not? Get your team the extra credits, but instead going to challenge this. And no, says Chris, shutting it down. Getting round number 4 on the board. I mean, Steidl, the only way I can see CU Boulder start to get a foothold in this game is to slow down that pace. I mean, they're not playing for information right now. It seems like they're rushing a lot of these executes that they're trying to do, and nothing's really happening. As you see on the minimap here, we're going to see a bit more of a default, spread out, maybe look to play for picks, but I think step 1, get showers control. For me, that's one of the most important parts on the map, not only because of that ulti orb, but because it allows you access to short. It allows you access to heaven, and Spazzy takes down Chris. Huge frag. Gets 1, gets 2. Sig takes showers control right back after that opening pick.
Not only that, but you put so much pressure that there's not really much that Boulder can do about it. They've lost their operator already. You still have one for the side of SJSU. They've got to be cautious of these flanks now, and the Sova's cut off for CU Boulder. So it's a bit of damage control right now. You're expecting the aggressive play, and that's not what SJSU is giving you. They're giving you a bit of a change up here.
And I would like to see CU Boulder call it off, save the op, 50 seconds left. I mean, that would be the smart thing to do, in my opinion. And Valorant, we don't see a ton of saves. They are few and far between, but this is one of those moments. You 3 of you have full shields and full weapons. Save the op, save the shields. It's the right thing to do. But as we say that, they walk into an almost massacre, as they're able to do a little bit of damage, but not going to be enough just yet. Rainbow Mango going to get paranoid. They have the showstopper, so if they can find one with this, it certainly becomes winnable. But with 20 seconds on the clock, it is an uphill battle.
Trying to listen as best they can for just a little bit of information anywhere, able to get the showstopper up, but wanted to get the shot onto whoever was holding boxes, hoping that somebody was peeking for them to come through, but not going to be the story. And you know what? I thought that curveball landed inside the smoke. I was totally ready for him to get wrecked, but just barely sneaks the curveball out of the smoke at the beginning, able to pick up 2. And that's a very difficult start to come back from.
It certainly is, and especially when you hand the operator over to Raby. Raby didn't play Jet last map. That was going to be Thig, but I'm curious to see what they do here. Is they're going to peek long, and they may run into Pluto. Oh, spots one. And I like the use of the cloudburst there. Just covered up the recon dart, so Pluto, no idea that he's here, but Raby just whiffed on that one. Unfortunate. That could have been a huge frag.
Was actually still moving when they took the shot. So you can see how it veered off to the left, hit the wall right here at the corner. But I like to see Boulder is really not giving anything away, and they're playing carefully. It's a pistol round, and last time they went to a pistol round and gave that information away, SJSU just kind of put the pedal to the metal, so.
Yeah, Nasi doing a little bit of jump spotting here. Yeah, gonna send out a smoke maybe towards this B site. No, decides to hold off. And Nasi just does not care. Disrespecting the Showers players. Spike's gonna get picked up. It's gonna make its way short. Nasi is hip. He knows he's seen this one before. Raby takes out one with that boomstick.
Oh no.
And they find a second one. Don't peek that. Yes, Raby able to take out Pluto, the shot they missed earlier. Nasi with a 3K. SJSU, they look dialed in tonight.
They do, and right now you not only have control of the mental game, but you're beginning to take control of the economical game. I mean, right now you're putting CU Boulder into a situation where every round that they get a successful gun buy, full shields and a rifle op if they want to spring for the heavy money for Jazz, they have to execute on it. They can't lose those rounds, or else they get tossed into these 2-3 round stretches of partial buys and possibly having to save.
Yeah, as we will see the tac pause come through. I believe that's going to be called by CU Boulder. That would be extremely odd if SJSU was the ones to take the tac pause. But hey, got to BM a little bit. So, CU Boulder, Steitel, what do you think is going on in that Discord right now? What are the players saying to each other? You're 6-0 down. This is the second time you found yourself in a hole that's this size. What does that look like, on your opinion?
Well, you're looking at what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. I mean, right now they've pretty much been able to completely shut down Chris on the Reyna. Like, if you look at the scoreboard, it hasn't really had too much of an impact. But at the same time, you now have the issue of trying to identify what is it about SJSU's positioning and character play that is really giving you the stopper here. Thig on the aggression, in my opinion, might be the cork that they need. If they can shut down that Phoenix, and granted, run it back's online and they've been playing well, but if you can shut down those aggressive pushes from the Phoenix, punish them in some way, then you get to the 4v5 and it gets a little bit better. And at the same time, you have to figure out a way to use your smokes to get onto the point and into engagements onto Raby, because they're not gonna stop sitting on U-Haul. They're gonna continue to be this threat at range with the operator.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that we haven't seen too much. I mean, look how deep that smoke is from Nasi. That allows SJSU to take so much space up long. I mean, if you're going to throw... look at this thing.
Oh, no.
Pops to run it back, does not care. That's tons of information gained because Chris is able to find a frag of their own, and they're one away from the Empress now. So you invest to run it back, but Empress is online after this next frag from Chris, and I'm sure it's going to be coming soon.
Looking to put themselves a little higher up into the scoreboard than they're currently placed. And the patience from Thig here. Gonna be met with the paint can. The grunts go out so they know someone's there, but the flashbang comes through. Pre-fire gonna work this time. Jazz able to find it, but in the midst of a reload, Nasi gonna be peeking that corner with the help of Chris, and that's gonna make themselves a little bit more fortuitous, if you will.
Last player
Ooh,
standing.
good word.
And the op's down for Raby, and now it's just at the Choi boy. You get that up, you find yourself a good post-plant position. And see Boulder suddenly looking a lot better.
But this is certainly still winnable if you take a look at the health bars on the side of CU Boulder. Both players below 25 HP. Choi boy, full shields, 100 HP, and a dream. Will this happen? More than likely. Finds one through the wall. Finds the second one. Choi boy, it was never in doubt. 7-0 round. Gonna retrieve that operator. And Steidl, I mean, it's not pretty right now, to say the least, right? Pluto 0-7. Nobody else on the team going positive. Everybody on San Jose going positive. I mean, look at the shots here. Just peeks the shoulder and whips that. That's a wrist broken if I try to do that. At any point right now, at the prime age of 26, I'm pretty sure I would snap my wrist if I do what Troy just did.
We need to get you into some physical therapy. I'm 27 and my wrists are doing absolutely fine. We need to. You guys got some. You need to drink
it's
some
years
milk.
of playing the op. It's years of playing the op. I need some milk. CU Boulder needs some milk. They also need some control at some point in this game. I mean, there we go. Spazzy finds the opening frag, and that's short control. But will we see the Brimstone smokes go down? We have not seen a single Brimstone smoke go down that allows them to get on site. And again, huge play by Raby using that cloudburst to dodge the recon drone. Mac finds one, and
this is the round.
Still has a smoke left. Oh, here's the one, though. Raby, this is all going to be on them. Just unfortunate shot there again. That's the second time we've seen Raby miss a pretty big one. Choi's going to hold this angle, though.
Careful now.
And Pluto making the long wrap around.
Yeah, he hears that showers push, so he's not too sure right away if that teleport was an attempt to fake and get him to give away his position on point. But now, I believe they have the orbital strike online, so they're going to be able to protect this post plant really well. They've got Hunter's Fury as well. They have no reason to peek this at all. Yeah. There's no reason at all to peek that, take the round win.
With both of those ultimates online, one of those is almost going to guarantee you the kill. You have to get the donut off the board, move on to the breadstick, get some confidence back in the team, say, hey guys, we know we can win this. We just proved it in that last round. Now can we start to snowball it? Maybe you let Pluto get the kill with the Hunter's Fury just to get some of that confidence back up. 0-7, it's never a good thing, but I mean, again, we don't know what these players are going through in their Discord, what their reads are on the enemy team. We can only make so many assumptions as Raby. Limit test, tags a leg. That's going to be, I can't see, who did that hit? That's going to be Rainbow Mango, brought down to 25 HP. That's a huge one. If they're able to take out Rainbow Mango first, that's a lot of damage. That's down.
And Pluto's going to get some information on where the op is positioned about. And Raby's going to take that chance to go ahead and go aggressive. Thinks that someone might just be pressing their luck here on long. But that's not going to be the story. CU Boulder going to be respecting Raby on this operator.
And Steidl, can I highlight something really quick? I want players to take a look at the minimap. Of course, as I'm about to say something, it disappears. Mac L was still on short A. That's your smokes. There's 50 seconds left in the round. Still plenty of time, but if they're going to execute, Mac needs to be there to smoke off these sight lines. Smoke off hookah, smoke off A long, smoke off the back of sight. Still don't think we've seen a smoke from Mac. It's been a Cypher Cage and a bunch of cloud bursts from Raby that's just filling up the site. As Pluto takes down one, Raby finds another. Chris finds one, Jazz finds one, and Nasi takes them down for the win. If the observers can pull up the scoreboard, I am so curious. Or excuse me, not the scoreboard. If we can get the fly-through of Mac's Brimstone, I want to see if they actually used a smoke that round, because I really don't think they did. One smoke. Okay. I would like to see where that went out. Steidl, did I miss it? Did you see it?
I did not. But I believe it happened in the bit of a cluster doodle on point.
I prefer snickerdoodles, Steidl, not cluster doodles.
But a cluster doodle is a cluster of snickerdoodles on a running back. is an easy way out of a difficult situation. This is not the first time we've seen Thig double push this teleporter. You've got to be prepared for that. Location revealed. Scott's still going to land. Looking for the penetration. Oh, a perfect paranoia coming through to support the Phoenix. And, you know, Raby's going to get taken out, and Max is going to take the teleporter over to B. There's a long road to travel for SJSU to get back onto the point. Hunter's Fury is online, and as much as I hate to say it, this is pretty much CU Boulder's best chance at it. Play the post plant with the Hunter's Fury, but check your corners. They know the rotation's there. The Owl Drone's gonna give away the information. The kill's gonna come through, but a teleport straight onto point for Nasi, as well as some cover. He thinks he's safe, but you know what? You're not as safe as you thought.
They space these out just enough. He might have enough time. He's gonna stick this. I don't see him getting off this. If he sticks this, he's got it. Oh, but Pluto, just in the nick of time, gonna find that ace. Goes from bottom fragging in one round to middle of the pack now. If second, okay. Pluto, go ahead, do your thing.
Turned on Pluto.
I think Pluto just turned on the stream and heard what I had to say. Sorry, Pluto. I never doubted you. It wasn't me. It was Steidel. He was using my voice.
No, it wasn't. CU Boulder, baby. One thing I do want to say is that Nasi actually could have pulled off that plant. The second smoke that they put out wasn't fully onto where the spike was, because they tried to smoke the default plant, and that wasn't where the bomb was. So when they came back into the point, although they were still technically in their smoke, their hands and the bomb weren't. So it was very easy to figure out where he was.
Take flight.
Yeah, and I like the play there from, although they didn't win the round, from San Jose State. Fig getting aggressive on that flank. He realized that they still had a Hunter's Fury that they could work with, so more than likely these players were going to play off of sight. So huge heads-up play as Jazz blasts Big Word from behind. That's going to be a big one, folks. Empress and Neural Theft online for San Jose State, and a Neural Theft and a Showstopper online for CU Boulder. Will Rainbow Mango get a little feisty, pop that Showstopper? Only time will tell. And I don't like this flank with an op, but here we go. This is a fight.
Oh, man. This is what I was talking about when you have to take each individual character's play, how aggressive they're being, and plan against it. You have that play waiting in showers. You use the Sova's utility to make that Phoenix go, all right, they got a little bit of information, but I saw who was there. I can be aggressive. And then they get caught in the action of it. They lose a member. Same thing happens with that flank. However, those peaks from Bass were a little bit tricky. Putting it down to a 2v2 again. Paranoia coming out, 1 for 1. Oh, Rainbow Mango knows exactly where the Omen is. Here's the teleport, looking for the... Was it a fake?
That was a massive play from Nasi. I was just going to compliment what they did. I mean, Nasi has not missed a Paranoia, but... That was 1000% a fake TP. Look at this.
It was.
Made him look the opposite way. Rainbow Mango unable to find the pot of gold at the end of it. But wow. Nasi, take a bow. That's the equivalent of an ankle breaker in basketball.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
I saw that teleport and I was like, oh, that's a tricky decision. He's going to be able to know what direction you're going, but not if you don't go anywhere. Oh, this time Chris there to support the push into Bass for the 1v1. Pluto not able to find that second kill. Raby, however, sitting here with the Judge on the high ground. Judge, Jury, and Executioner, if I do say so myself. One player left for CU Boulder right now. Has the paint can into the teleporter, but not going to find fruition. And 10-2 right now, switching sides for CU Boulder. Your defense has to be ironclad.
It certainly does. And, I mean, if San Jose State can put up 10 rounds on defense, why can't CU Boulder? It's certainly doable, but it is going to be a tough battle. One thing that we're going to have to see if CU Boulder wants to get to that, if they want to tie this game up and possibly take the W, we're going to have to see huge information gathering from Mac. Taking a look at San Jose State, I mean, their team comp is built for this. You have three flashes essentially, right? Nasi's got the Paranoia, Thig has 2 curveballs, and Chris has 2 Leers. So they are going to push quickly. I would be very, very shocked if they don't just run this down like an ARAM game in League of Legends.
And you can see the preemptive rotation already coming through. They decided to stack A and early on realized that that is not where the hit's going to be. You can hear the plant going down.
We are 9 seconds in, Stitle.
Yeah.
Sorry,
quick
9 seconds in the round, it's off.
There's no reason to waste any time on that. And a beautiful shot from Rave. He's going to find the opening kill and open up elbow for SJSU as well. 2v5 now as Jazz trying to run it back. Isn't going to be able to do so. And it puts it down to an 11-2.
9 seconds in and the spike was going down. 9 seconds. I mean, granted, did CU Boulder gamble stack the wrong site? Yes. Do you expect Spazzy to have a trap wire in round number 1? In the pistol? Probably not. So it's very difficult to slow that push down, but even with the utility that they're about to bring out, I don't think it's going to matter here for CU Boulder.
Standing ahead.
Oh, they hear it again this time on B. Pluto able to open it up a little bit better this time around, but gets taken down. Not before they get a double kill. 3 coming through for SJU very quickly there in the teleporter, but Spazzy able to get the long range hit, barely walks away with their life in that last encounter, and that is going to allow the plant to get posted and for position to get gained by San Jose State.
Yeah, I mean, each round, the spike has gone down within the first 30 seconds of the round. This is just a blistering pace. If any of you are fans of football, or for those of you who may not be familiar, that's big word, just misses one, familiar with Valorant to a T, this is the equivalent of just running a hurry-up offense. They are not taking any time in between, but Mac finds both. Gets CU Boulder the third round, and they're going to be sitting pretty in turn. And when it comes to economy, in this next coming round, this should be the first gun round for both.
Control, you're good. Yeah, you can keep this control. You're in a really good position as CU Boulder. You're going to be able to kind of dictate how SJSU can attack. Because once you get to rifles and they're not on rifles, you get to dictate how aggressive they're allowed to be by the way you position on the defense.
Yeah, and Jazz not going to grab a weapon just yet, but are going to grab full shields. I'm curious to see if we see a buy come in from Jazz. Never like to see a full shielded classic. There it is, the Spectre. Full shield classic is the solo queue special because somebody thinks they're much better than they are. But making a smart play, Jazz going to grab that Spectre. So, not rifles just yet. We were mistaken. This is still going to be a bonus round. Don't peek that smoke. Ray B. Just doing the dirty with the judge. And Choi Boy gonna use that neural theft. Spot the last 2 players of CU Boulder. This should be the round for San Jose State.
Out of charges.
Should be just that, but the peaks are there. The double from Pluto! What a shot coming through for CU Boulder, and they have exactly what they need to take this. Nobody looking in the right direction. First kill comes through, and a low health Sova's not going to get it done. Choi Boy able to take the double kill for SJSU and put them to 12-3. They're merely a round away from taking the day and pushing themselves to a 5-1 record.
They certainly are, and SJSU showing us why they're such a dominating force in this West region. We spoke about it in the pre-show title. Their only loss was a forfeit. And,
yeah,
I mean, with 4 of these players, I still might play that match, to be honest with you, if they play like this every single day. I would take a 4v5, depending on who they were playing. If they're playing Washington, maybe not, but
I believe they're playing
it's worth a shot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I definitely would not play that 4v5.
Well, Pluto gets hit with a hopping Bucky shot there at the very beginning. It doesn't look like Ravy's going to make anything connect with those knives. The CU Boulder will be able to even things out and get some information on where the opposition might be. It doesn't look like anybody, however, is covering their back of the rotation from A. They put themselves up on bodies for a very short period of time as Chris is able to find some work here on the side of elbow. Nobody checking that corner. And SJSU, San Jose State, going to be able to take the second map as well as the day. They're going to be able to walk into a 5-1 record, and, you know, they play up against Oregon next week. So I don't think they... I think for the rest of their... yeah, the rest of their season, they're fighting the lower half of the leaderboard, and then they're going to finish things off with a bye. So very, very high chances for San Jose State to finish this split with an 8-1 record.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if we don't see that from them. I mean, the performance they put on tonight was absolutely clinical. 13-3, and if I'm not mistaken, what was that first one? 13-3. So back-to-back, they won more rounds in a single half than CU Boulder did than an entire series. So unfortunate showing for CU Boulder. I hope they take this lesson and go back into the lab, hit some VODs, get some demos going on. I would mute us if I'm CU Boulder when I'm watching those games back, because there's not going to be too many positives to take on the casting side of things. But if you're looking at things from an analytical side and you're trying to break down this match of things CU Boulder could have possibly done better, number one on that list has to be slow down the pace. I mean, they were trying to play a game and a play style that I've definitely never seen CU Boulder play, and you could tell that they just weren't as comfortable as SJSU was, just holding down that W key.
Especially with their record going forward. I mean, next week they're going to be going up against UC Irvine. After that, they're going to have to play Cal Golden. So they have some heavy hitters that are kind of sitting in the middle of the pack right now that are going to be their barrier. Because right now they're sitting, I believe they're, with this loss, it puts them down to in contention for that 6th place spot. So take this VOD, look right at what SJU, look at how they beat you. Like what exactly did they use to exploit? Because what you can see is that as the game continued, SJSU was kind of beginning to read the defaults and take advantage of the fact that CU seemed a little bit hesitant to hold angles, to force gunfights, and to get aggressive.
Yeah, and again, it was by no means a perfect game from SJSU. We saw a couple of missed shots. We saw a couple of miscued things, and nobody's perfect, but on the side of SJSU, they got the job done. I believe we're going to have an interview, so we'll send it to a quick commercial break. Steidel, when we come back, we will have one of the players of SJSU, so folks, stick around, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Have we got a treat for you? Not just an interview, but a clarification. It's not Thig Newton. The actual pronunciation of the name is Thigwerb. Welcome, Thigwerb, and congratulations on your win today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you.
The naming. Oh, sorry to cut you off.
Oh, you're fine.
I was personally voting for Thig with 2 G's. That was my vote, but Steitel may Thigwerb, Thig Newton, all the above.
I'm a man of many names, can't blame you.
I feel that as somebody who also has a name that people often mispronounce or have to clarify. So you know what? It's a rough life with the hard names. But I wanted to talk a bit about your play on Bind on that Phoenix, where you came out with an aggression that honestly we haven't seen a lot of in CF1. You had a lot of confidence and aggression there. What kind of led to that being a thing? Is that how you normally play, or is that just you felt like you had the upper hand?
Yeah, that's like our team as a whole. We really believe in like aggressive play style and like just playing with momentum. Because, Valorant, like as a game, like aggressive utility is, I think, the best way to utilize and get value out of utility. So as a team, we've kind of just agreed on like aggression, like as much as we can. Aggression, like in trios and duos, whatever you can.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys held down that W key, it seemed like, forever, the entire game. And I wanted to ask you, you guys looked so comfortable on Split. And Split is a map that not only here at CF1, but even in the professional scene, we don't really see too often. So is that something that you guys have been made a point to practice? Or is that just a map that, you figured, why not? Let's give it a shot and see how our Split game is today.
Yeah, actually, we actually haven't played too much Split before the past month. We kind of decided to take it into our map pool. We feel really comfortable on it as a team. We know a lot of other teams, they really don't. So we kind of have an upper hand there. When it comes to that map, it really is just about being on the same page. Everyone has to just understand what they're doing on the map, because it's really easy to lose a lot of momentum or lose rounds based off single picks. So. But we think we have a pretty solid game plan when it comes to Split, so we'll probably be playing that a lot more in the future.
Uh-oh, you heard it here first. Thig's going to confirm Split is going to be a map that SJSU looking to kind of bring into rotation, and I respect that. Again, not too many teams play it. You guys look comfortable, and speaking of comfortable, the Phoenix, the Jet, they both looked so clean today. I was a little upset you didn't bring out the operator on the Jet too much on Split, but is that something that you personally as a player are going to be looking to bring, as well as are you looking to bring out the Zoom Banger a bit more?
Oh yeah, definitely. Our CT side was a little short, so I actually couldn't really bring it out. No disrespect, but I do definitely bring out the Zoom Banger on occasion if I have to. I actually feel really comfortable on it. I don't really like T-side hopping, but when it feels right if I have the right read, I do bring it out, but it just didn't feel right this game, so I didn't end up with it. But
absolutely. And I mean, one last question from me. T-side hopping, not really something we see. We saw a couple of those double kills on the screen right there, and you guys just shut it down. Is there anything that we can or anything that you would like to see going into the future in terms of map pools from other teams? Something that you maybe wouldn't like to see, or something that you would like to see change in the meta that we're in right now?
I won't say too much about our map pool, but I can say I do like Icebox. I've been a fan of Icebox. I don't hate it, so it's definitely a map that we'll probably play more. We actually kind of have an aversion towards Haven now. We've edged away from it, so Icebox is actually the map that we pick up over that. So hopefully you guys see a lot more of that in the future.
Don't promise Steitel Icebox and then not bring out Steitel. I mean, not bring out Icebox.
I'm
This man has been...
bands.
All right, I respect it. But Steitel, any questions for the man, the myth, the legend, young Thigwerb?
Just, my favorite question to ask you guys, because you got to get your props and your due diligence here. But where can people find you? Any shout outs that you have for teammates, or any words for your opponents? What do you got? This is your time. Open mic.
I mean, all my socials are Thigwerb, like the same spelling as the title or the little chat box under my name. I have Twitter. That's really the only thing I use. But shout outs go to everybody in SJSU Esports behind us. You know, our manager Nam, my entire team, Teddy who couldn't play in this match today, and yeah, everyone's supporting us, social media, all that. We have a really good team at SJSU. I love them all. They're great, and I think that's it.
Timeout.
Well, there
One
you
question.
have it. Oh.
One more question. You did that with a sub? You had a player standing in?
Chris is our sixth man. I'd like to say we have a six-man roster, so we have a really solid six-man roster. Technically, he's a sub, but yeah.
All right. The rest of CF1 needs to be on high alert. Stidle, sorry to cut you off.
It's okay.
I can't believe that roster is that strong.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Figwerb coming in from SJSU as they put their record to a 5-1 and make the push to go for an almost undefeated season. Thank you so much for joining us and giving us an insight into the team, and go celebrate with your team. Congratulations.
Thanks for having me. Hope you guys have a good one.
You as well.
Thank you.
And for us here at CF1, that is going to be wrapping up the show. But guys, every week there's more Valorant action. Make sure that you follow the Twitch channel here and that you've joined the Discord. If you need the link, just exclamation point in Discord in the chat. But we do have our next production coming up Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Until then, me and Speezy just want you to remember a couple of things. Stay safe, don't be toxic, and have yourselves a wonderful evening.